Okay, so I haven't posted in a while. So if you're new around here, I'm a Muslim life coach and naturopath. And I'm making this video because on a daily basis, I get to talk with sisters from all around the world, whether it's for their health issues or whatever they want to change in their life, whatever is blocking them. And these past weeks, I came to realize that more than half of the sisters that I coached struggle with procrastination. And all the sisters that I coach have different backgrounds. They come from different parts of the world. So procrastination is really affecting a lot of us, regardless of what you do and the different roles in your life. So I just want to let you know that if you struggle with procrastination, you're not alone. So if you're frustrated because you're not achieving much, you're not being productive, you are not giving a direction to your life, or maybe you are feeling overwhelmed because you're juggling between so many roles as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as an entrepreneur maybe, I would suggest you grab a notebook and take some notes from this video. So in this video, I'm going to share with you, inshallah, 3 points. And the first one that I want to share with you is just some reminders around the mindset that we must have as Muslims around procrastination. And I will be sharing with you hadiths that we can link to procrastination, because the Quran and the Sunnah are our compass in life, and they are sufficient for us to guide us through all sorts of challenges. And I think it's important to tackle this subject from a Muslim's perspective, because our mindset and the way we live our life can really help us with procrastination. Because if you listen to non-Muslims, they have a lot of tips and strategies to beat procrastination, which is great. But we have to be mindful of certain things, such as make the reward for taking action more immediate. And I can see the logic in that, and I understand why they say that, but we have to be mindful that as Muslims, we are not about the constant, instant gratification and immediate pleasure. Our focus is on this dunya, of course, but also on the akhirah. So certain theories don't really apply to us. So I'm just going to share a few reminders around that. And the second point that I want to share in this video is identifying what is feeding the procrastination. This is so essential, because if you want change, you need to know what is it that you want to change, that you have to change, and what is standing in your way. And third thing that I want to share with you in this video, inshallah, is some tools and strategies to beat procrastination that you can start implementing now. And if you want to go deeper after this video, I am hosting an online workshop on December 29th to help you set your goals for the year to come, to help you identify your purpose, to come up with an actionable plan to take action without neglecting your deen. So if you want 2025 to be a year filled with Barakah and contentment, join me and the other sisters. It's going to be fun, and the link is in the description box if you want to learn more and sign up. So first, let's talk about the mindset that we must have as Muslims around procrastination and time management and productivity and taking action. The first thing that I want to share with you is this narration. The Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "There are two blessings which many people waste: health and free time." And subhanAllah, when you look around the world, when you look at the world today, you can see how we sometimes take our health for granted, and we have even delegated our health to outside institutions who make money out of our bad health. And when it comes to free time, it has become so easy to waste our time, whether it's on Netflix or by doom scrolling on your phone, instead of doing something more meaningful that nourishes our soul. And there is another narration where the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, "A person will be asked about 5 things on the day of judgment: our knowledge and how we used it, our youth and how we spent it, our life and how we lived it, and our wealth, where we got it from and how we spent it." So you have these 5 things that, when you think about it, they are linked to what we do with our resources and capacities and our time. So this hadith is really powerful, I think, because it reminds us to live a life with more intention and accountability. And you may have heard this other hadith that I also use a lot with my clients, where the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, says, take advantage of 5 before 5. Your youth before your old age, your health before your illness, your wealth before your poverty, your free time before your work, and your life before your death. So what does it mean? It means that the wise person, the person who is successful, is one who holds themselves accountable for their actions, their time and their health and everything that we know that is of value. And I just want to talk a little bit about our purpose, because this is something that I'm going to talk about later in the video. But as Muslims, our purpose is clear. Allah says it in the Quran. Our purpose is to worship Allah and do good. So we should have a sense of urgency every single day to do more good, to multiply our worship through our daily activities, because everything that we do can become an act of worship with the right intention. And this is something that I learned in The Productive Muslim, the book by Mohamed Faris, and it really changed my perspective on so many things. So basically in the book he says that it's all a matter of intention, of niyyah. Mohamed Faris says in the book that you can transform anything you do in life into an act of worship thanks to the power of your intention. Even if you're an accountant, your intention could be to earn a halal income, to look after your family and to give back. Even cleaning can become an act of worship because of the intention that you are putting into it, like keeping your house clean so you and your family can live in a safe and clean environment worthy of a Muslim family. So really take the time to reflect on this, on your purpose, on your goals, on your why. Why do you want to achieve what you are looking for, what you are working for? I've had so many sisters telling me that their coaching sessions help them reconnect with their why, and just doing that, just reconnecting with their why helped them to take action and just get out of procrastination and overthinking. And during the workshop that I'm hosting, I'll be sharing with you some practical ways to work on your goals and your purpose, and also trying to balance your different roles in your life. So if that's something that you need, and I'm sure a lot of you will benefit from this, inshallah. And I think it's great that we do this as a group to really lift each other up and to inspire from each other. There's going to be a Facebook group, so if we want to share and bond with other sisters and inspire others and inspire ourselves to take action and tie our camel. About tying your camel. So I mentioned tying your camel, and I just want to share with you this narration. So a man was leaving his camel without tying it. So the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, asked him, why don't you tie your camel? And the man answered, I put my trust in Allah. So the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said, tie your camel first and then put your trust in Allah. So I really like this hadith because it shows how much we have a responsibility to take practical measures and rely on Allah. And this is the mindset of the Muslim. It's really to have that mindset of doing whatever I have to do to get closer to my goals, and at the same time I put my trust in Allah. So the final thing that I want to share with you is making dua. It's really something that should be your go-to tool whenever you struggle with something. If you want to change something, ask your creator and then take action. You don't need a prayer mat. You don't even need to be in a state of wudu to make dua. And also one little tip, something that I've actually started doing recently, is write your dua on a daily basis. Why not make it a daily habit? Have a little dua journal, have a little dua ritual every day, and ask Allah precisely what is it that you want on this day, and just seal your dua for the day with your pen. I've started doing this recently, and honestly it's like how people they start with the day with doing their to-do list, which is all good, but I think adding that spiritual perspective and talking to your creator, asking to your creator to, give you whatever you want in this life, or maybe you want something to go in a certain way today, you can ask even for the simple things. But not only, this is a way to build tawakkul, but you go to your creator first instead of, worrying and relying on yourself or relying on other people. And it just puts you in the right mindset. The second point that I want to talk about in this video, and then I'm going to move on to practical tips and strategies, is to identify where the procrastination comes from. What is feeding the procrastination? There can be so many underlayers to procrastination, and your job, if you want to change things, is to identify, to peel off the different layers. It can be feeling overwhelmed, for example, like you have too many things to manage. It can be even screen addiction that is feeding the procrastination. And the question that you want to ask yourself in that case is, why are you so much on your phone or on your tablet or whatever? Is it because you don't have enough human connection? Sometimes we go on social media to feel that human connection, to feel just connection with other people. So are you isolated? Are you feeling lonely? Is it procrastination on one specific task? And in that case, ask yourself why. Why is your nafs rebelling this task? What is making you uncomfortable about this task? Sometimes we procrastinate because of fear of failure, and sometimes it's even fear of success. Sometimes it's because we don't have a clear vision, a clear purpose, or we are having difficulties setting goals. Sometimes it's even perfectionism. And this is why, I really wanted to make this video to talk about all these things, because subhanallah, with all the sisters that I have been coaching, we have identified so many underlayers of procrastination. So as I said, there can be so many things, so many layers that are feeding the procrastination. So the first thing that is important for you to do is to reflect on what is it that is feeding. How does it make you feel actually? And maybe, take notes, journal about it, but build self-awareness. You cannot change what you're not aware of. So be more mindful of how you feel, how you behave, how you react. Pay attention if there are any patterns, any behavioral patterns, and then see what you can change about them. Okay, so now let's talk about the fun part. So you have identified certain triggers or patterns, and maybe you have identified exactly what is leading you to procrastinate, and now you need to take action. So I have several things to share with you, and the first one is to get clarity. And for that, you need to have a system, or maybe several systems, to keep your mind clear. If there is too much going on in your head and you keep thinking about the same things over and over, it's taking too much energy and it's preventing you from taking action. So 2 things that you can do to have more clarity. The first one is to have a system for your daily, your weekly, your monthly planning. Have a plan, make a plan. And the second thing is to have a system for a brain dump when you need it. So whenever there is just too much going on in your mind and you just can't gather your thoughts, you don't know where to start, for example, journal about it. Or even use a voice memo if you're too lazy to write it down, but have it somewhere. Just doing that brain dump, just getting it out of your system, will help you give clarity on a daily basis, inshallah, and having a strategy to work on whatever is it that you need to work on. And you don't even need to have a specific planner. It can be just a random notebook or even an app on your phone. Choose whatever system suits you. All the people around me who never do what they need to do, guess what? They don't have any systems in place just to organize their thoughts, to plan the days, and they don't have that mental clarity. The second thing is to connect to your purpose. Once you have your system, your notebook or whatever, what I invite you to do is to do some deep reflective work, because if procrastination has become a habit, chances are that you need to connect to your higher purpose. And I mentioned earlier in this video about our purpose as Muslims. So our ultimate higher purpose is already defined for us in the Quran. What can be challenging for some of us is to figure out what is it that we want in this life in terms of career, studies, or even just how to balance our different roles in life, how to set our priorities. And subhanAllah, a few sisters that I worked with during our coaching sessions, they struggled with procrastination, and just helping them reconnect to their purpose and their goals, and identifying the goals and the different steps to achieve them was a catalyst to take action and stop procrastination. So defining your why is such an important step. It's going to give you the discipline to be consistent even when you don't feel motivated. And it also helps you align your actions with that why and with your values, with what is important for you. And again, this is something that we're going to do during our workshop on December 29th. So we can really kickstart the year with the right mindset and clarity. Okay, so the other thing is to just pick 1 or 2 tasks that you want to do every day. And basically, these tasks are your priorities of the day, and make sure that you do them first thing in the morning, even if it's a task that only takes 10 minutes to do. But doing it first thing in the morning, you have a different type of energy in the morning, and once you are done with that task, you also have the satisfaction of having completed the task, and you can just go on with your day with that sense of satisfaction, which is really empowering. And the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, said that the early hours are blessed for my ummah. So there is a lot of barakah when you accomplish your tasks early in the morning. And I don't know where you live, but here it's winter time at the moment, so you can get up for fajr, even for tahajjud, and ask your Rabb to put barakah in your day and help you with whatever you need to do on that day. And you can take some time for your morning adhkar, you can do some Quran reading for extra barakah, and really take advantage of those early hours when everyone else is sleeping and everything is calm around you to do whatever you need to do. Design your future actions. So this is really about dividing your goals or your task into smaller actions, smaller tasks, and this is really to avoid the feeling of overwhelm and have more clarity on each step that you need to take for that goal or that action. So for example, I had a sister who wanted to write a book. So if this is something that you want to do, writing a book, you can start off with listing the different steps and actions that you need to take. So it can be, doing research work, it can be doing interviews maybe, it can be contacting editors, deciding on the chapters and the actual writing process. Another example is, for example, if you struggle with screen time and you want to reduce screen time, see what you can do for that. So maybe you can delete some games or social media apps. Another example is also if you're lacking sleep. Why are you lacking sleep? Ask yourself, why am I lacking sleep? What am I doing on a daily basis that is not good for my sleep hygiene? And just think about the different steps that you want to take to work towards that goal. Another thing is also to adapt your environment, and the idea is to make your environment work for you and not let your environment dictate your behavior. So for example, let's take the same example that I was giving you. So writing a book, or maybe just working on a project, you can maybe go to a library or a coffee shop or even in a park, because instead of doing it at home, because at home there can be so much to distract us, and when we procrastinate, we basically try to do everything becomes more important than the actual task that we have to do. So we start doing laundry or cleaning or whatever. And for example, for this video, I actually went to a coffee shop next to where I live. I just have some tea, and I worked on preparing this video to limit distractions and be focused, because I really wanted to bring as much value as possible in this video. Okay, so this is the final thing, and it's honestly probably the most important thing for you sisters. It's to really take your cycle into consideration. If you are feeling tired or even sad or even depressed, or maybe you're questioning your life and you're having uncertainty, maybe it's just your hormones. So make sure that you track your cycle to know where you are in your cycle. And I'm actually going to do another video on this, but I've made a post on Instagram on this and even a blog post on my website, so you can check those out. But tracking your cycle and knowing when you have more energy, when you are more susceptible to feel tired, when is it that you need more rest, is such a great way to look after yourself and just be smart about your productivity. Remember that we're not machines, we are humans, especially us women. We have a cyclical nature and Allah created us this way for a reason. So really honor that. It can only benefit your health and your goals. And I know it's easier said than done, because we feel sometimes that slowing down or just taking some rest, just a day or two, seems like a waste of time. But think of it as an investment. When you are taking rest, when you slow down and work with the natural rhythm of your body, think of it as an investment in your future productivity. And if really you struggle with your health and maybe your cycle is off track, you need to seek the help of a practitioner. I mean, whether it's PCOS or PMS, for example, don't stay in a perpetual state of suffering. Remember that you have a duty to look after your health. So I said that it was the final thing, but actually I just want to share one more thing before I end this video. It's to really put your phone away. Put it in a different room, put it out of sight. Hide it if you need to. Turn off all notifications, and actually the only notifications that you want to keep is for your prayers. Make sure that you pray on time, because not only this will put more barakah in your day, inshallah, but it's a moment when you recharge and nourish your soul, and it also gives you a structure to your day. And honestly, when you manage praying on time, you can manage anything. Now, if you have watched the video so far, I'm sure that you want to take action, that you are determined. So how about you tell me in the comment box, what is the next thing that you're going to do to get out of procrastination? And make sure that you check out the link on the workshop that I'm hosting at the end of the year, so we can all kickstart the year with the wonderful mindset as Muslimas. And I will speak to you in my next video, inshallah.